Hey, thanks for joining us at Late Night Football Talk. I'm your host, Nick Manzaro. Today we're going to be doing the recap of Week 1. We got the Dolphins, Pats, Steelers, Bengals, Chiefs, Cardinals, the Chargers, Raiders, and then we'll probably end the night with Bucs, Dallas. Today I have Joe Pinto with us. He's going to be the guest. So just hope you enjoy. Hey, Joe, how's it going?
It's going good. Happy to have football back, and you know,
Yeah, it was a pretty good week 1. I mean, some teams had some big plays going. I spent all my Sunday watching. What about you?
oh yeah, for the next 17 weeks until the playoff, until football's over, that's all that I'll be doing on Sundays.
Yeah, I'll be trying to get as much yard work in before
Yeah,
the games start,
absolutely.
and then I know when those what is it, the Sunday night 9 a.m. in England
Yep.
start. That'll be the tough weeks.
Oh yeah, but I'll be
Um,
up for them.
all right, so let's just get right into it. The Pats. You're the Pats fan here.
Yeah,
Sorry to hear it, man.
it's tough to be a Pats fan right now, but
So the Pats lost 20-7. They were in Miami. What are your overall game thoughts?
I don't think they played that bad. Mac Jones was okay, but yeah, no, they couldn't stop the Dolphins. They just couldn't score. I don't know what their problem was, but you know,
No, I
they
agree with that.
they always
Uh,
have an issue down there in Miami, though. Bill Belichick, even when Tom Brady was the quarterback, they had losing record down in Miami. So
yeah, it's kind of like, well, my overall thoughts before the game is kind of like I didn't know what to expect with Patricia, Joe Judge, Bill Belichick. They kind of left it all mysterious. Oh,
yeah,
who's gonna be the one play calling? Um, I was kind of curious. I was hearing nothing but bad stuff when I listened to like some of the pundits. Greg Bedard, locally obviously Felger and Maz,
yep,
and Zolak, and then anyone from like Ben Volen, everybody.
yeah. Nobody thinks two defensive guys can work out as offensive coordinators. I mean, how is that supposed to work?
I
And
agree.
nobody else has ever done it. Why do they think they can?
Well, all right. So obviously we know that at least week 1 did not go good for them,
Yeah,
right?
not at all.
I mean, if there's one thing I do know, I'm currently a Bucks fan, as everyone should know. I'm a Team Brady as long as he's around, which it not to get off topic. It seems like it only might be a year or so.
Yeah,
Um, but I still want the Pats to do good. A lot of my friends are Pats fans, and you can't get away from it. We're a New England podcast. Um, so overall, I mean, I think they did pretty bad for their first week in play calling. One of the things I would bring up is I don't know why Devontae Parker came from Miami. It seems like they were targeting him every time he's covered by Howard.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. They're
Who's their
they're
like their best player?
he's their best cornerback, and their second cornerback wasn't even playing in the game. He's out for a few weeks. So they had
Jones,
a
right?
Jones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Byron.
So they had this guy Nick Needham out there. I'm not sure how much he's played before today, but why weren't they targeting him more? It just doesn't make sense. You know,
Well,
But I don't think that's a coach thing. That was Mac Jones. He makes those decisions on where the ball goes. So he
well,
just
that's true. I don't think his line played overall good. Their run game looked awesome.
yeah
I
at
mean, that first
times.
drive looked really good.
hmm Well,
I was like, wow, okay, they're doing pretty good. And then as soon as that interception happened, everything
yeah,
changed.
yeah. I mean, once that interception happened, everything changed because if they got any kind of points, a field goal or anything, it was a different game. They were leading at that
Yeah,
point. It would have
they're
been a
a
lot different.
they're a team that needs to play from a lead.
Absolutely.
They can't. I actually have Hunter Henry on my fantasy team,
Yep.
and I'm thinking like he's good in red zone, and that when you absolutely need to have it.
Yeah.
Oh, besides like Myers.
Yeah.
Myers is their, what should I say? Like their new Edelman. Like he's the chain mover.
hmm They don't have anybody like Tyreek Hill, where if they are down, just a big play can be coming at
Well, that
any
was
time.
Thornton, right?
Yeah. absolutely.
But
That's
he's
what
not
they were
going to be around
expecting.
for a couple weeks, months at this point. Even when he comes back, that collarbone, you got to be really gentle with it, I imagine.
Absolutely, especially a thin guy like him.
Yeah, he's like a buck 75.
hmm
Um,
But yeah, I don't understand Devontae Parker anyway. You can't allow him to get that interception there. If you have to push the guy off of you, so he doesn't bat the ball in the
yeah.
air.
Well, the guy
But
knows his ins and outs. So the reason I brought up that Howard's on him also is a guy who played him in practice every day. Like they know each other. Whether, you know, maybe he doesn't know him from this offense, but the guy's going to know a lot of what he's doing. All his tricks are done, right?
yep,
And I just don't think it was a smart move. Henry is what I would have went for. But again, I'm biased because I have him for fantasy. He only got me like 4 points, by the
yeah,
way.
he didn't do much.
So I know we had a couple injuries in the game. Mac, he looks like he has a back injury.
I didn't
That's
even
not
know he
good.
was injured until after the game.
I saw Greg Bedard post a video to Twitter. By the way, you guys can catch us on Twitter, LNFT Podcast. Actually, while I'm saying this, you might as well subscribe to us on YouTube, Late Night Football Talk, Google and Apple Podcasts,
Instagram.
Instagram, which is also Late Night Football Talk, and most likely check any other social media sites you use. We'll probably be on there. I was checking out Greg Bedard. I follow him on Twitter, and he posted a video in the tunnel of Mac Jones leaving the X-ray room at the facility in Miami, and because what was really weird was they didn't even have media access for Jones.
No.
No, they skipped it because I guess he was hurt,
Yeah.
and that usually doesn't happen.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, everything that I'm seeing now is that the X-rays came back negative. So I'm not sure if it's just like a strained muscle or something. Because I didn't see anywhere where he would have gotten hurt. Maybe it was when he was trying to throw those blocks on those pitch plays. The guys coming off the edge that were blitzing.
When he'd horizontally just jump
Yep.
down. I it's funny. I'm like, man, what if this guy just like drills into his back?
Absolutely. I was like, man, I'm happy that he's doing that, but then I'm also scared that he's going to get hurt while he's doing that. So it's, give and take thing. Like,
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
run away. Don't run in front of the guy. So,
Well, also like last year he had the knee issue.
yeah.
Overall, I know he got into better shape this year, so I want to give him the guy his credit, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have that strong of an arm. I think he needs to bulk up. It's
Yeah.
going to take a couple seasons. He's obviously, what is he, like 22, 23?
Yeah, 23, 24.
So he's becoming a man, right?
Yep.
So that'll all come in time. But I don't like where he's at right now with this line because they seem like they're still trying to figure everything out.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I haven't looked. I got to rewatch some of the tape to see how Cole Strange did, their left guard.
I didn't notice him like doing anything good, but I also didn't notice him doing anything bad. Like there wasn't a lot of crazy pressure, except for when the Dolphins were just blinging blitzes. They were sending Rashad.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the safety, what his last name is, Rashad Jones maybe.
I think it's Rashad Jones. Yeah.
Yeah. They were sending him off the corner. They were sending another guy off the
Was that
corner.
like something? Odiki or I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
There's another guy. I think he's an end. He's been there for a couple of years. They showed him.
Oh,
They get a
Ogba.
sack. Ogba, that's
Yeah.
what it does. Yeah, Ogba. I know. I mean, who is that? Who is that other player? Who for the Pats.
Javon. Oh, Dietrich Wise. He had a sack.
Yeah. Oh, he had a pretty good sack.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking of Duggar. That's his name.
Oh, Kyle Duggar. He made some nice tackles.
When Adrian Phillips went down, Adrian Phillips obviously hurt with a rib. We don't think he came back, right? I don't remember seeing him come
He
back.
didn't come back.
Yeah. There was a couple plays where it looked like because he had to fill in for Adrian Phillips that he kind of blew a coverage or something where a couple plays like that. Now, I don't think both offenses sucked.
Oh,
so
yeah. Neither
at the
one
same
of them
time,
did good.
like Hill was their whole offense until Waddle came at the end.
Yep. Into the first half.
I thought Miami sucked.
Miami was not good. You know,
It was a
it's just-
defensive game.
Absolutely. If they didn't get that strip sack fumble return for a touchdown in the first quarter or second quarter, whichever it was,
Yeah.
you know, it could have been a completely different game because neither offense was moving the ball. So they did something on defense, and that's what helped them out.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think. He was picked off like twice, wasn't he?
Tua had
No,
no.
I'm sorry. Mac Jones.
Mac Jones only had the one interception.
Oh, you did only have one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Tua should have been picked off. You know, the guy jumped in front of Devin McCourty as McCourty's just sitting there ready
Oh.
to catch the ball.
Yeah, I texted you that.
Yeah.
I'm like, who was that?
Miles Bryant.
Yeah, Miles Brown. I'm like, because he's sitting there cradling, like getting ready to just, and you could see the trajectory.
Oh, yeah.
He was gonna catch it.
All Miles Bryant did was just jump there with his one hand.
Yep.
So-
And directed the ball
Yep.
away. No, I agree with that.
So,
So I mean, overall, what do you think are some positives you could take from the game?
positives. I mean, I think their defense looked good. I mean, for a team like Miami that has a lot of offensive weapons, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle,
Now, Hill looks pretty much just like when he was on Kansas City to me.
he looked awesome. I'm not, you know,
I'm not saying Tua can't get the ball to him. Like
Tua's
Mahomes
not
can.
Pat Mahomes.
Did you see that one one ball?
That very first ball.
yeah,
that he
I was
threw
like,
to him?
what the hell was that? Did that get like bumped? Like, what happened with that?
I didn't.
I think
see
he
any-
drove it right to the ground.
Yeah, he's got a weak arm, you know. So
Well, they both do for the most part.
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they're both Alabama quarterbacks too. It's kind of funny.
It seems like all quarterbacks that come from Alabama don't really play in the NFL. You know, maybe it's because they have weak arms. I don't really know, but
So, getting back. So some positives.
I think their defensive line, Dietrich Wise had a nice strip sack.
I think he was a captain this year.
He might be. I mean, he's been there for what, 4 years now. He's never played consistently,
I think more.
but he could have a really big year. You know, Matt Judon had a sack.
Oh, Matt Judon looked pretty good.
Absolutely.
He looked disruptive. He looked like the one player that Miami knew they had to stop.
Yeah.
You know?
I honestly, I don't think the Patriots played that bad. I mean, their offense wasn't good. They couldn't score. They moved the ball every once in a while, but they couldn't get beyond that 40-yard line, you know, to get into field goal range.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
it just killed them.
I mean, their best player is Bailey, right?
I mean, he was their best player. Yeah. It's kind of
And
tough
he-
when your best player's a punter.
Well, I mean, every time, and there's a couple times, like even throughout the whole day, I'm like, why are you taking it back? Just don't catch the ball. It's going right behind you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And-
Don't fair catch it at the 5. you
Yeah,
know,
there was a couple times where even Tua was on like the 5-yard line, and I'm like, because they were on him for a while, like and the way he throws it, he's left-handed,
Yep.
comes out so weird,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, like you could get a safety, it's so easy. He must have. I'd love to look back and see how many safeties he's had on him, because it just seems easy from where he's at. John Jones, did you see that one play against Tyreek Hill? John Jones, which I didn't think he could keep up with Hill. I mean, a lot of times he had safety help over the top, but there was one third down conversion where he stopped Tyreek Hill by like kind of getting in the way on like the right hash.
Yep. I saw that.
That was a good play.
Yeah. There were a few. Kyle Duggar had some really good plays in the game. You know, it was a third
He
down.
sniffed out some runs.
Yeah. It was, the typical Tyreek Hill play where he's bouncing back and forth in the backfield and then he runs out to the sideline trying to get, out there before the other guy, and Kyle Duggar beat him out there and stopped him behind the line. So it was really good. The Patriots showed a lot of good stuff on defense.
Yeah,
Now
it
they
was
just
just the
need to-
offense that, Aguilar, so like that one, so like
One good
all
play.
of a sudden, like one play, right?
Yep.
And then Kendrick Bourne,
One
one
good play.
and they took him off.
Yep.
And it's just like things like that. It's like I feel like they don't have any rhythm or like consistency.
No.
I think that gets, if we go back to the whole problem here, I think it's the offensive play calling where there's no consistency.
It could be. I noticed it last year with Josh McDaniels too. Once you start throwing the ball a couple times, getting a good couple completions, they go right to running the ball again, and they get stuffed a few times, and it's like it just takes them out of their rhythm.
I don't think Miami was stopping them from the ball. I think they just got too behind and couldn't run.
Well, no, they were
Can't waste the
stopped.
time, you know?
I think when Ramondre Stevenson was in there, he wasn't really running the ball that well.
They got to hit the perimeter. When they
Yeah.
were doing those, like,
The
out swing
pitches.
passes. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. They were, I swear to God, they were getting like 7 to 10 yards, maybe more every time. First
Yeah,
down,
absolutely.
first down. And I was like, wow, they're moving the ball really good.
Absolutely.
Because once they do that, then when they get in the end zone, you need some pressure on Tua.
Yep.
I want to say he's won 4 or 5 times now against the Pats in a row.
That was his 4th one in a row.
That's crazy.
He's only played them 4 times, and he's beat them 4 times.
And I mean, that was so to give some props to the other coach, McDaniel.
Yeah.
That was his first coach win.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, hopefully, they're both teams are setting up a new system.
Yep.
But hopefully things get smoother. I did notice a trend. Things are pretty clunky week 1. A lot of the
Absolutely.
veterans aren't really playing in the preseason. So
Yeah, there were a lot of slow games in week 1.
yeah.
So but the Patriots did. I mean, they were moving the ball on offense. They had a lot of mistakes. Aguilar fumble, the interception by Mac Jones. There were just a few mistakes that they made, and it just so happened the Dolphins capitalized on them. Because the Patriots, they had a strip sack in the first quarter.
Do you think the Heat had anything to do with this game?
Always.
I know even when Brady was there, he would lose all the time.
Always, yeah. I mean, you can't go down to Miami where it's 100 degrees right now.
They did go down like 5 days early.
Yeah. They do
They're
that to get
playing
acclimated.
on like that half-ass field. They're like, where they're rolling in field goal posts and shit.
I saw Devontae Parker said, I played in Miami for 6 years. I never even heard of the college that we're staying at. Yeah. So.
Has it really been 6 years, huh?
Yeah. That's the 7th year.
So he wasn't even on his rookie deal anymore?
No.
I figured he was on like a 5th-year option or something. He was a first-round pick, wasn't he? First or second?
I don't know about
I think
that.
he was somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I mean, he was pretty good though. He was he was like one
hurt a
guy
lot.
that he would even catch stuff on Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah.
And so, I think he's just getting used to the system.
Sure.
Hopefully they find their groove. Like even Josh McDaniels, like the identity of the offense. Remember like 2019, we found out we're a running team, and then when you get into a critical scenario, like Brady would just read the defense, put them in the right position to win. And I mean, we got it done that year.
Yeah.
And we had a good defense, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Belichick's still a defensive guy in my mind.
Absolutely.
I wish that they kept some kind of offense, or like if Josh McDaniels had someone under him, like I know he took some of them to Raiders,
Yeah.
and we'll talk about him a little bit later. But I just kind of wish that they bump somebody up rather than bring back guys.
Yeah.
Having their first role switch from defense to offense.
Yeah. I mean, it's an offensive league. How can you expect to do anything with all defensive coaches? Like you need to have a guy that is going to bring some new things to the offense that people haven't seen before, and get them excited.
We can both agree we liked Patricia calling the defense, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So, anything else you want to add with the Pats game?
No, I don't. No, I think that's it.
All right. So you probably watch the same games as me for the most part.
Yeah,
Just what was available to us.
absolutely. I don't pay for that extra, when you get all the games.
So Steelers Bengals was next, right?
Steelers Bengals.
Okay. So Steelers Bengals. The Steelers won narrowly, 23-20. Some of my thoughts on that game were, when I was watching the Pats, it was kind of giving us some flash of like, hey, they scored here, they scored there.
Yeah.
It looked like Burrow, who I'm actually really high on, sucked early in this game. I think he had 3 picks.
He had 4 interceptions in the game.
4
together.
interceptions total. Okay, see that's what I was, so he completely turned that around, because I was watching the game when it cut to it afterwards, going like, holy shit.
Yeah.
He turns into like Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I swear to God, if there's any guy close, I just see it's like a confidence factor and like a smoothness. Like, so in this game where I thought they won the game, because we didn't get to see the beginning of it, but
No.
I guess the end's all that really matters, right? Chase got it done. Burrow actually threw like 3 times. There was a penalty which restarted the
Yep.
first down. And or the downs. And I think he threw like 3 balls that should have been catchable. The guy would catch it, another defender would knock it out, Fitzpatrick.
Yep.
And I was like, oh my God, he did it. Oh, no, he didn't. Oh, he did it. Oh, no, he didn't.
Yeah. The catch on the sideline for Jamar Chase, that wasn't a catch. His toes landed out of bounds.
Yeah.
So
And that was so close. You know what I think,
catch
though?
too, one-handed.
And if you watch that, his heel looks like it touches before his toe.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that doesn't matter,
I don't know how much that matters.
which is
but-
kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah. It should be if the heel touches inbounds.
And I was looking at the line. You really can't tell.
Yeah.
Now, and I'm not a Steelers or Bengals fan
Yeah.
here, so I could care less who wins at that. To be honest with you, but I even sometimes if there's like a green and say you have a black shoe on, you can see like a bump out where your shoe is. I didn't really see anything like that where
Nope.
his foot was down.
But they review all
Yeah,
all of those
Yep.
things inside the 2-minute warning. So,
yeah. So, some
but
other
they did lose. T. Higgins got hurt earlier in the game as
Yeah.
well. He went out with a concussion. So, they lost a big weapon. I'm not sure how much that affected him, but I'm not as high on the Bengals this year as other people
personally,
are.
obviously, we've talked about it.
Yes. I think they're
pod.
going to be like the Carolina Panthers, where they had that one good year when they went to the Super Bowl, and they just did nothing ever since. I think that's
The drop off.
Yeah, I think that's
You
more,
think so, huh?
Yeah.
See, Burrow's the only reason I don't think so. That and Chase.
Yeah,
They're just too talented.
sure, absolutely.
I just see something special with their connection. Is like, that's like a Devontae Adams Rodgers connection, like
Marvin
already.
Harrison, Peyton Manning.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
Rob Gronkowski, Tom Brady,
Sure.
or like, maybe
Yep.
not Edelman Brady. Let's not get crazy here.
Yes.
So some other thoughts. So I guess their Bengals long snapper got hurt,
Yeah.
and so they scored the touchdown, needed the extra point to win the game.
Yep.
There was 20-20, and I'm like, why can't the center just fill in?
You would think.
Like who didn't like a tight end fill
Yeah,
in or
it's a
something?
backup tight end
The
somewhere.
backup. Why the hell can't a center just pitch it a little farther?
I would think
I
center.
mean, he already, most of these people playing shotgun.
Yeah,
And you're telling me he can't pitch it another 5-10 yards?
absolutely.
The guy who's used to doing
Maybe he
it?
doesn't have the velocity because that's what they basically said. The tight end didn't get it back there fast enough, so it gave the Steelers a little bit extra time. So maybe that's what the issue is.
But it barely got hit because it almost made it. If you watch the TV copy, I thought he made it.
Yep.
It just dived down.
Yeah, Minka just, he basically just pushed it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And anyways, that was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
The Steelers went on to. I was highly impressed
They both missed
with
the field
Mitch
goal.
Trubisky.
Were you?
I was.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't think Mitch Trubisky had it in him to even win,
Oh, sure, but
but he was making passes.
at the end of the game, I mean, they went up so fast with the Bengals playing so crappy, throwing 3 interceptions in that first half. He couldn't have been playing that well if it was that close of a game coming towards the end. That's the way I look at it.
Well, I'm used to like Bears Trubisky, right? And it's like horrendous. He had a good defense in the Bears.
He had a couple
What
good
he
years.
missed, and this is what I'm a little afraid of now that Ben Roethlisberger's gone from the Steelers. Steelers always find like the best wide receivers.
yeah,
They have like the best wide receiver drafting room in like
Yep.
the league, and always have for like years. But I'm really worried that the offensive coaches, they're like iffy with me on that team because it's mainly a defensive team.
yeah. Tom was
Especially-
a defensive guy.
Exactly, and I know obviously they love to play for him. Like the last good offense they had was when Antonio Brown was there.
Oh yeah,
When Roethlisberger still had it.
Yep.
But if Trubisky could take that next step, I want him to have an offensive mind. Like I'd love to see Trubisky with like a Josh McDaniels.
yeah. But Trubisky's he's just a fill-in guy for Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, and I
Kenny
agree.
Pickett's going to be the guy probably this year at some point.
Yeah, there'll be
So-
a bad loss. The media will be calling for it.
Absolutely.
The fans will be calling for it.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that.
So I don't even think Trubisky. There's a reason why he hasn't been a starter since.
No, I don't know too much about Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett, right?
Kenny Pickett.
I do know that he was drafted. Was it first or second round?
First round.
Yeah.
The only first
he was
round.
super
quarterback.
high picked. But Mitch Trubisky is kind of like an athlete. Is this guy Same deal.
Oh yeah, he's not like Mitch Trubisky.
He's a
but
thrower.
He's a thrower, but he probably can move a little bit. I haven't seen too much of him, but all the quarterbacks nowadays that are coming into the league, they all are a little bit more athletic than they were before. So I assume he can move a little bit.
I'm overall not a fan of that. I like the throwers.
Me too.
If I had to choose, I want a thrower.
Me too.
I like the Burrow type.
I want
Obviously, I'm a
someone.
Brady guy. I like Peyton Manning style. Rodgers, for the most part,
Yep.
he'll have to scramble everyone,
Sure.
but he doesn't rely on it. You know, like early Russell Wilson,
Yeah.
he starts to get hurt. You know, like I'm worried about Lamar Jackson. I've been on record for saying, you know, like Josh Allen,
Yep.
like calm down. Don't be doing
Yeah,
that.
but Josh Allen.
It's early. He's a big boy,
Yeah.
so I understand. But even Cam Newton was a big boy, and look what
Sure.
happened to him.
Yep.
A back injury. It just catches up with you.
Sure.
Know?
Yeah, no, I like the big guys too. Justin Herbert, you know, he can run if he needs to.
Yeah.
But he's more of
Mahomes too, right?
Yeah.
But he's a slinger.
I want him 6'5", 6'6".
Yep.
Some monster that can just see over all the offensive linemen.
Yep. No, I agree with that. I mean, how tall is Aaron Rodgers? He's only like 6'2", right?
6'1", 6'2". Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. But Tom Brady, I mean, 6'5".
6'4", 6'5".
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, they don't have to be Allen or like what's
No.
Lamar? He's probably like 6'3", 6'4".
Probably not even that big.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
fast as hell though.
Yeah.
So he's one of those. He's one of those guys, and obviously the Ravens did this. Is they developed their whole offense over him, kind of
Yeah.
like Cam Newton, you know?
That's what they have to do.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
kind of have to. So, anyways, the Steelers ended up winning that game. They finally they kicked the kick, and I thought it was going to end with a tie.
Yep.
They only had less than a minute left.
They kicked it as time expired.
Yeah. So Steelers won that game.
Yep.
Next game that we were able to watch was the Chiefs and Cardinals, 44-21. My first thoughts on this game, it was not competitive whatsoever.
Not competitive.
What do you think?
It was not competitive. And I know that you're not happy about this because you do not want the Chiefs to be good at all.
I'm not a
So-
Chiefs fan.
Yeah, no. But, yeah, it's exactly what I expected. I did not expect them to take any step back from Tyreek Hill being gone. I expected exactly what happened to happen. Travis Kelce being a monster like he always is.
I do think I will. You know what? So the reason I don't like the Chiefs is more they become like the Colts when I was early day Pats,
Sure.
and they're always there,
Mhm.
and so I'm not a Kelsey fan
Yeah.
much. All right, so I can respect his talent. I didn't like that he didn't block. One thing I saw today was he was blocking. I mean, Hilaire to me when I watched that game, he looks different.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's just because they can't see him, because granted, there was a few times he was running with no one even around him.
Yep.
Or he would just sneak out around from the backfield,
Yeah.
and he would just pitch it over, and boom, he's in like the end zone or he's getting the first down.
Yeah, I'm a real big of a fan of Hilaire. I mean,
Well, previous year, like because Ronald Jones went there from the Bucs,
yep.
and Ronald Jones looks really good.
Different though. He's a big, strong,
It's just
tough
that,
runner.
like, I was actually thinking, oh, they could probably use Ronald Jones because Hilaire's been there. What is his third or fourth year now?
It's either his second or his third.
It's getting up there, but the previous years he hasn't come through like a feature back. They need the running threat.
Yeah, he wasn't anything special. He's probably not going to be anything special this year. It's just, it worked out for this game. There's going to be he's been like that last season. He had really good games occasionally, but he was nothing really special.
Yeah, and this game, I mean, I think he had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
It really kind of made me think, oh, maybe he's going to have like a coming out year.
Well, he's going to have more work in the receiving. He's had both receiving touchdowns. So without Tyreek being there, he'll have more, of a receiving job. So,
Yeah. And part of me wonders, it looks like they spread it a lot. He had 5 touchdowns today. Mahomes did.
Yep.
They all looked pretty good, I got to admit.
Nice.
They looked really good.
Yeah.
I do think Smith-Schuster is their bell cow now.
Oh, him and the Valdez-Scantling, they both were.
Yeah, he looked really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I know, Smith-Schuster did have that fumble,
He did.
which does suck. But
There were a lot of fumbles today.
Yeah.
in the
Well,
game. So I was
again,
very surprised.
I think it's just because they're used to playing practice where it doesn't matter,
Yep.
you know? And so on things like this, where it's, dudes are hitting you full speed, they're looking to take the ball
Yeah.
out, and they're using all their force,
Yep.
So I thought he looked really good.
Yeah.
Kelsey did look really good. He had a really nasty touchdown.
Yeah.
That was good, man.
Kelsey, I think, is going to be the guy all season. It's going to be 7 straight years with 1,000-yard receiving yards. He's the only guy that has 3,500-yard receiving games. I mean, Travis Kelsey is
The guy's gone a long time without getting injured. He
is awesome.
darn it, like that injury bug never hits him.
Yeah.
No one knocking
So-
any wood, please.
I see the Chiefs just doing this week in and week out.
I think, but I want to see some. Let's go over to the Cardinals side. I don't trust the Cardinals.
No.
I think they're a fraud.
How can you?
And it's only because when they go up against these teams, they piss down their leg.
Yeah. All the
Every time.
Yeah. They shit their pants.
Yeah.
You know?
It just drives me crazy
Yep.
too. And
I mean, they didn't have DeAndre Hopkins in this game. Maybe he would have made something, but
he is a force.
yeah. But I
But
don't think
still,
he
it's
would've.
Murray's their line sucks.
Yeah.
Whenever they go against anybody, Chris Jones is a monster, and he looked really good today.
Yeah.
Whenever they go against any team that's so high profile and they put some pressure on them, you can tell. Was it Cliffsbury?
Yeah. King,
Yeah,
Cliff Kingsbury.
Cliff Kingsbury. Yeah, it's he's sweating on the sideline. You
Yeah.
know, he's it just seems like they can't get it done. I don't know. I know Watt was out for them. That would apply some pressure,
Yeah,
but
not
he's
much.
old.
Yeah.
I mean, they lost Chandler Jones.
They lost Hassan Reddick. He's gone too. Those were their 2 big edge rushers last year.
On offense, Connor's a monster.
Yeah.
He's real talented. I'm a real fan of his.
I used to be when he was in Pittsburgh. I used to always have him on my fantasy team. I
He's
used to be a
talented.
big fan of him. He was hurt all the time.
No,
So-
I don't think he's getting hurt the
No.
last 2 years or so.
Last year he was awesome. This year he's probably going to be awesome again.
Ertz had a touchdown.
Yep.
Last year he came was a quarter of halfway through the year.
Yeah.
I think
trade
he has a
deadline.
chance to. He's a talented guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think his best years are probably behind him at this point, but
Absolutely.
he'll probably come in for him.
Yeah.
AJ Green's aged
Done.
fat. He's just drawing coverage for the
I
most
mean,
part.
he came in at the exact same time as Julio Jones, same year, and they're 2 completely different guys right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what else on that game?
I mean, is there really much to even go over on that game? It was a blowout. It was.
Yeah,
It
well,
was so
you know what's another thought I wanted to mention? I was watching the game, and I don't know if it was just because it was they already knew the game was over. I think they subbed it. I didn't get to finish it because the TV cut away.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think they took Murray out.
Did they?
Yeah, I believe so. And they put Pacho. I don't know. The Chiefs have a running back, and they drafted this year.
Mm-hmm.
He looked pretty good.
Oh yeah.
I just don't know if it's because it was it second team at that point.
Yep.
But I was watching a bunch of highlights after
Yeah.
to look back on it, see what happened with the game.
Yep. Yeah, that is the
Just to
worst
finish
thing.
up. It was already 37 when I cut away.
Yeah, it was 37 to 7 or something. So
Yeah. So, but anyways, I thought I'm gonna keep my eye on that guy because he looks pretty good.
Yep.
Eric Reed looks like he's pretty good.
Oh man, how amazing is it to have a safety come in and if you need him to get you a couple extra points, do your kickoffs.
Yeah,
for
Butker.
you.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Butker.
You
You see him limping off
I
after
saw
he
him.
kicked that.
I mean, he came in. What do you do? That 1-step, 54-yard field goal.
Yeah.
How impressive is that? I mean,
Yeah.
people always talk. Who cares about kickers? But name another kicker that could do that. Maybe
No,
Justin Tucker. But
Yeah, probably Justin
Yeah.
Tucker.
that would be about it.
I do like McPherson.
Yeah.
The Bengals
Yeah.
kicker. Awesome.
He was awesome last year, but again, he missed that field goal in overtime today. I mean, there's
Laces were towards him though.
huh?
I think the laces were towards him.
Yeah, that's
the
what
announcer
they said.
yeah.
Again, you had that,
Along with the timing.
the backup snapper, so
yeah.
you
The
can't
tight
really
end.
blame him that much.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Drives me crazy. All right, so let's move on to the Chargers Raiders.
Hmm.
I don't have a score for that, dude.
Oh yeah, it was 24-19, I believe.
Yeah, so like, give me some thoughts on that game. What do you think?
I think I didn't get to see too much of it because they cut to that game, after they left the Chiefs. So it was probably in the third quarter when they. But Devontae Adams for the Raiders, even though they lost, Devontae Adams doesn't look like he missed a step. It doesn't matter if he has Aaron Rodgers, if he has Derek Carr. Probably could have me throwing him the ball and he'd be just as good. It wouldn't even matter.
I don't think he needed. I don't think people were doubting it was all Aaron Rodgers.
I was.
Really?
I definitely did not think he was going to be.
See, I think if you just look at his
good.
routes, you could just tell he's just different,
Yeah.
Like, especially when he was going against, like, Ramsey.
Yeah.
One-on-one in some of those games, the playoff games. They were always facing off.
Yeah.
And you could just tell he has, like, that quick burst, and he's so fluid. It was the game ended 24-19 with the Chargers winning. But
the Raiders had the ball, too, with, like, 3 minutes left where they were driving and they could have
came down to
won the
fourth.
game.
And I think they sacked
Khalil Mack. He had the game-clinching sack, pretty much.
Monster.
Absolutely. Two sacks in that game.
Now that they have two guys now with Joey.
Yep.
They're going to be a whole different animal. It reminds me of Ingram. Remember a couple years ago?
Absolutely. That's another guy that I thought was done. Devontae Adams, I thought he was done. Khalil Mack, I thought he was going to be done.
Is Ingram the one that was on the Dolphins?
Yeah, Melvin Ingram. He's on the Dolphins.
That's what I was about to say. I was like,
I didn't know Wes Welker was a coach for the Dolphins.
Oh, you
Apparently,
didn't?
he went there this year.
No, I didn't know that.
I didn't know.
Part of me thinks that's why Brady wanted to go there also.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Because it's kind of funny. He looks pretty aged, huh?
Well, I saw him on the time. I was like, that Wes Welker?
Yeah, because I think he's either the I think he's the wide receivers coach.
Yeah. Mike McDaniel brought him from San Francisco with him.
Because, Mike, I know we're on a different game now.
Absolutely.
But it's okay to cut back. It looks like Mike McDaniels is calling the plays. So does he not have like an official offense coordinator?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
I didn't really look into much of that. I know, Bill Belichick's the kind of guy. I've watched enough documentaries where he's like, he'll tell Josh McDaniels, hey, let's run it now.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't tell him to play, but he's saying like, hey, I want you to run it. This is what I want you to do. Let's run it down. Let's set the tone. So the Chargers Raiders. I'll tell you what, my gripe, Renfro. He only got me like 4 or 5 points on fantasy. What the fuck, dude?
I mean, people were high on Renfro.
He missed that catch in the end zone.
Did he? Yeah, I didn't even notice that. No.
I think Devontae Adams ended up catching anyways, but
there you go. Renfro's not going to do anything, I don't think. I mean, he has so much talent and should be, but I think with Devontae Adams being there, I don't even think Darren Waller really did anything in this game. I don't really know.
He was injured.
Was he? I know he was
not in this game, but previously.
Yeah.
And they just gave him a brand new deal, though. I want to say $60 million.
Yeah.
I don't have the figures right in front of me, but it's somewhere in that range.
Yeah, but I don't know if he did too much, but it's going to be Waller and Devontae Adams that are going to get a lot of attention. Hunter Renfrow is not even going to get that many balls thrown to him. And it's too bad because he's so good. I think he's probably the best slot guy in the league right now. Maybe there's a couple other guys that could be better, but Hunter Renfrow, he's so quick, gets in and out of his breaks.
Exactly. So with the Cardinals, I kind of wonder too is I think they need that speed. Like that's what James Conner has to me.
Yeah.
I know we're switching back again, but I just thought of it. Andy Isabella.
Oh yeah.
He's on their team. I don't even know how, like he made the team, but I've never seen him play.
They don't use him.
They don't use him at all.
Nope.
I don't get it.
He's been there for 3 years now?
If I was the Patriots, I think they're missing a guy like him.
Absolutely.
Trade for Andy Isabella. He's like their fourth or fifth guy.
Yeah.
They need, he ran like a 4.2.
Yeah, he's fast.
4.29 or something crazy.
If you don't have,
he's from
Tyquan
UMass.
Thornton. Is he?
Yeah.
I didn't know he's from Mass.
Huh. No, from UMass. I think he's from UMass.
Oh, he went to UMass. Okay.
Yeah, pretty sure he went to UMass.
Yeah. If you're missing Tyquan Thornton, why not go and look for another speedster?
Well, especially a guy that's sort of a slot guy, just has the build at least.
Yep.
Well, the reason I was kind of high on Renfro was because Josh McDaniels, he loves slot guys.
Yeah. I mean, he did it with Wes Welker. And he
Edelman.
did it with Edelman.
Previous
Danny Amendola.
his predecessor did it with
Troy Brown.
Troy Brown.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, so another Keenan Allen injured again.
absolutely.
So I'm sure the people in fantasy are freaking out with that.
I can only
Injured
imagine.
again. That guy's always get some kind of injury.
It seems
happen.
like it, and he's got so
It's
much
sad because
talent.
he's so talented.
Absolutely.
He's got a lot of respect in the league. He's constantly being, they watch his tape. Like I've seen a lot of stuff with that.
Yep.
He's always.
They say he's one of the best route runners in the league, but
Exactly, yeah. But he must be on what is he on year 8, 9?
probably somewhere around there.
Somewhere up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Seems like we'll just leave it there for the Chargers Raiders, unless you have anything else.
No.
Else? No. All right. So now we get to go to my game here.
What a
Bucs
good
Dallas. Bucs Dallas 19-3. We actually finished watching that, not too long ago.
game. Yeah.
Why don't we start with you, Joe? You tell me, what did you see in this game? What were your thoughts leading up to the game? I haven't got that from you.
I thought Dallas was going to win the game. Not thinking. I mean, Michael Gallup was out. I thought James Washington was playing. I didn't realize he was going to be out as well.
I knew Michael Gallup was out. I think
Yeah.
he's out for at least a couple more weeks, too.
Yeah. Apparently James Washington's out for a couple more weeks as well, too. But I thought they were going to be able to their offense was going to run just like it normally does. Wasn't going to miss Amari Cooper. Wasn't really going to miss Michael Gallup. But I was wrong. I think Tyron Smith getting hurt really hurt them. All these little things.
Well, I actually thought early on Tyler Smith, the left tackle replacement,
Yeah.
did a fairly good job.
He's a rookie. He was doing really good.
Now, I'm currently a Bucs fan, so this is where I'm biased. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Are you a Bucs fan or just a Tom Brady fan?
I'm a Tom Brady fan. I'll admit it. But as long as he's, hey, if he became a Dallas Cowboy, I'd have a star on this chest, my friend. And then if he won them a Super Bowl, these fans would never live it down. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he'd be America's quarterback at that
Oh,
point. Yeah.
he already is. Patriots, No, all right. So some of my thoughts. I thought Brady marched down the field almost It looks really good.
Yeah.
He couldn't exactly score it, but he had some injuries we could talk about.
Yep.
Was Donovan Smith, who, believe it or not, I'm actually not that high on.
Nope.
I think Wirfs, if he was a left tackle, he'd be a better left
Of
tackle.
course he would.
He's the best. I think he's the best tackle in the league, or one of the top
Absolutely.
3.
Absolutely.
But I looks like he injured his elbow. Hopefully he can brace that up. I don't care, shoot it up, whatever you gotta do, buddy. But there was some line issues, and where Micah Parsons kind of came in. Micah Parsons looked good. We both can agree this kid's a stud.
Absolutely.
Looked awesome.
Absolutely.
They don't need to worry about him and Diggs. So, from Brady fan Bucs perspective, I think they went to this game running the ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think they wanted Diggs or any of those guys to pick them off. They were ball hawks last year.
And I think running the ball was the right decision because Leonard Fournette was just running
He's a beast.
these people over.
Yeah, he's
It
a
was
monster.
insane.
Ezekiel Elliott looked pretty good too.
Yeah,
And Pollard,
for a
their
little
1-2
while.
combo.
Yep.
Looked better than last year.
Yep.
I know, there's not going to be breaking news about when everyone else listens to this, but as of a half hour ago, we basically learned that Dak is going to have surgery on his hand. Jerry Jones spelling that out, and he's going to miss weeks. It looks like at least maybe a month at this point.
Yeah, probably 5 weeks.
There was a time where I texted you, Joe, where I'm like, man, this guy, I think his name's Rush.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this guy looks better than Dak.
Yeah.
It's because he was actually throwing the ball down the field.
Yeah.
It seems like Dak got all yippee. Like he didn't trust it.
Sure. Yep.
And going back to their line, I actually think, I'm like, man, the Bucs are not pressuring him enough. Because they would let him, and I should also let everyone know that I have CeeDee Lamb in fantasy. So at the same time, now I'm never a fantasy over my own team. I want my team to win. Could care less. I'll take the loss. But I was like, he had his catches, and I think he's got a huge future in front of him. He misses Amari Cooper a lot. You agree with that?
I mean, I think he misses somebody on the outside, whether it's Amari Cooper. I think, like I said, if I knew James Washington wasn't going to be playing,
Yeah.
it would have been different. But I thought James Washington was going to be there, so CD wouldn't be getting all the attention.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But for the most part, it looked like even CD only had like one guy draped on him.
I don't know about that. I'm not sure. And if it was always Carlton Davis.
Yeah. It was
So
Houston was on Carlton Davis a lot.
yeah,
It was because they were moving CD all over the place.
yeah, absolutely.
He was in motion a lot.
But he was getting a lot of attention. Rightfully so. He's going to be a stud.
Yeah. So I mean, they had an injury too. One of their other safety.
Who's
he
that?
limped off the Cowboys.
Oh yeah, J-Ron Curse.
Yeah, Curse. Yep.
That was close to the end of the game.
And who was that other guy? He looked like he was in dreadful pain. It almost seemed like Graham.
I'm not sure.
Gresham. Anyways, there's another guy that got hurt there. The Bucs obviously had an injury.
Yeah. I mean, you were saying Brady looked good. Brady looked pretty good. I don't think Brady looked like a normal Brady. I mean, he was great. He made bad throws. That interception really bad.
That was
directly
bad. That was
right
horrendous.
to him. So
I think he'd admit that was just.
Of course
that was
he
just
would.
And it looked like it almost looked like he was trying to drive it down for a minute.
Sure.
And the guy just happened to be laying down and caught it.
I think when he noticed the guy dropped back instead of rushing.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh,
he
no."
tried to change, but he couldn't do it enough. But yeah, I think Brady. He only had 212 yards. I mean,
Yeah, but
it seemed like they were moving down the fild a lot.
They
But
got
it
to
was
the
a
end
lot
zone
with
just
Leonard
continuously.
Fournette.
Well, they got down. Well, he was pitching it over to him.
Yeah,
Julio looked pretty good.
absolutely.
And, there's a couple plays they connect on. We're talking – there's a whole different story tonight. We're saying Julio looked better than Mike Evans.
Absolutely. I mean, that play on the sideline, that crossing route where he almost caught it on the sideline.
Yeah.
If he caught that would have been amazing. But
he looks really good. There's a
Absolutely.
couple times I'm like, man, is he hurt? I think he just got a knee to the face.
That's why
and
I
then
was saying
smacked his head down.
a little bit ago about AJ Green, how he looks horrible, and Julio Jones looks great because the last couple of years, Julio Jones hasn't really looked that good.
I
But
think the
now-
quarterback has a lot to do with that.
Well, I think he was hurt too last couple of years.
Yeah.
So, but now Julio Jones looks amazing. Looks like he's in shape. Looks like he's going to have a great.
He's on that TB12 recovery too.
Of course, What's that? Alex Guerrero. He's known for those steroids.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a recovery potion. It's all that water he drinks.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. They always saying like Brady drinks his body weight in water.
Yeah.
I think it's just ounces.
Insane.
So,
of course, Brady's got
And I don't
this
drink.
insane diet, avocados, everything.
He was looking pretty gray today.
Of course
He had
was.
an interview after the game.
His
I'm
wife's going to be leaving him. Of course, he's going to be looking great.
like, hey, she tweeted before the game.
I saw,
Says,
yeah.
let's go Brady, Bucs, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, that's good. Maybe that was a PR move, though.
Of course it was. Yeah.
Saving face.
Yeah.
No, but overall, I like that guy White, Rashad White. We have a running back. He looks pretty quick because it looked like Fournette might have tweaked himself.
I saw that at the end of the game.
It didn't look big because he was just sitting there watching,
Mm-hmm.
but enough to make me go like, oh, don't get hurt, man.
Enough for him to be like, hey, I don't need to play anymore.
Yeah.
Cowboys aren't moving the ball. There's no reason for me to stay in the game. So
I can't tell if the Cowboys were just so inept on offense or the Bucs. All right, so my big thing with the Bucs defense is their secondary was trash always, or for the most part. Like last year, half our guys got hurt. We placed Cowboys in week 1 last year, and it just didn't go well. It was a nail biter, but they had so much offensive talent at that point too.
Yep.
They were playing a lot better than they did today or tonight, and the defensive backs looked like they played a lot better. And Logan Ryan, while he didn't like stand out, I could see him playing on the field a lot. And I don't know if, like I said, so Dallas's line was having some issues later where Dak was kind of getting yippy. I didn't see Vita Vea. That was one thing I was actually wondering. But then I saw later, I was wondering this. I remember I texted you it also. I saw later, they double teamed him every play.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And I was like, no, okay. That's why Hicks, because I'm constantly seeing Hicks and on the run games, looks like they were double teaming Vea and then running on the side of Hicks.
Yep.
It looked like, I don't know, the B gap or whatever. But anyways, I'm not sure if they were that well covered.
Yeah.
You know, like going forward, are the Bucs? In my head, I'm thinking, are they going to be good on defense,
Yeah,
or are they going to? Have they lost that run stuffing? You know, like how good is this defense?
sure. Yeah, and you're
It
not
looks
gonna
fairly
know.
good.
You know, the Cowboys with what they had for weapons on the outside, that's not a barometer of how good
Exactly.
they could be. They looked awesome today, but
But
is
that guy
that just
Rush was
because?
making completions down the field. That's when I
Yeah,
said he looked
but
better
that was
than
again,
Dak.
that was the end of the game. That
True.
they weren't
True.
really concerned. It's like,
True.
hey,
They might even have
let them
started
get a
pulling some
couple
guys.
of let them get a couple of completions, make them feel good about themselves. You
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah, exactly.
but Chris Godwin, I saw that
Oh,
he left again. I know he's coming back from that ACL and MCL.
I guess it's not the ACL.
They said
though.
it's a hamstring.
They said it's the hamstring.
But it's so close to the knee anyway, the hamstring knee.
Well, I think it'd be a little lower, but I agree.
Yeah.
Either way, you know, if it's me, don't
Sit him.
fucking play today,
Yeah.
dude. Why'd you need to play? I
Who
don't
the
get
heck
it,
knows?
man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Play next. Take the whole month off.
You're getting paid regardless, you know.
No, but it's long term.
No,
Like, we
that's
don't
what I'm
need you
saying.
in week
You're,
one.
you know, you're getting paid right now. Just
In his way, he's like, hey, I work so hard. I'm coming back. Like, I just want to get, because I do understand it. Like, right, every time these ACL guys come back, they always aren't sure how much they can put on it.
Sure.
Right? And they're like dipping their toe into the water.
Mhm.
Like, should I push it?
Yeah.
And
did he tear his ACL?
yeah,
It was a full
yeah.
tear.
And the Saints game
and
of
that
last
was
year.
in week 15, right?
Yeah, it was late. It's
Yeah.
only been 6 months.
Yeah, you
Insane.
don't come back that quick. Adrian Peterson's the only other guy that came
Same
back
timeline.
that quick.
Same
And,
timeline.
hey, he was awesome.
MVP season.
But Adrian Peterson's Adrian Peterson. I
Yeah.
mean, he was.
Side note: Adrian Peterson got knocked out by Le'Veon
I
Bell.
saw that.
Did you see that?
It was so embarrassing for him.
Oh, he wanted to keep fighting too.
Apparently, the only people he could beat is kids.
Oh, gee, that's cold. That's cold. That's cold.
I know. But hey.
All right, so yeah, Dallas has got some question marks going forward.
Yeah.
I think, like again, I still want to see as the Bucs. All right, here's another positive I want to talk about. Shaq Mason looked pretty good tonight.
Did he though?
I know he did.
I mean that run play where he got blown up by DeMarcus Lawrence.
this is Marcus Lawrence
I'm
first.
just-
off.
yeah, no, I understand, but I'm just saying. I mean, he did look pretty good. I'm not going to say he
No,
didn't,
like,
but there
What
were
I really
times-
liked was, and I think they did this on purpose. So I think they came in the mindset of running the ball.
Mhm.
It's all. I mean, they had to have. They just did so much running. I think they came in saying we're not passing it. Unless also, I know Evans. Side note: Evans got hurt like early in the game
Mhm.
and was out for like a whole series.
Yeah.
They kept pulling the guard in the center, and it looked really good. I mean, they were. That's what Fournette was gaining so much yards on.
Absolutely.
But I actually really like that they're doing that now. And that guy Gadecki, the left guard, who's filling in,
Yeah.
looked good to me.
Yep.
I didn't see him make too many mistakes.
Absolutely.
You know, maybe it's his first career start.
Yep.
He's
There
a
was a
big
lot of
boy.
You know, the center's first career
Yeah,
start.
yeah.
You know,
I guess
so.
he worked with AJ Shipley,
AQ Shipley.
AQ Shipley. That's what it was for a while.
Yeah.
In Arizona, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
So, anyways, we get some question marks, some injuries.
I'm
Love to
sure
know.
they're going to be. I mean, they're going to be fine. I
Yeah,
mean, you
probably.
need to worry because I mean, the Saints and the Falcons kind of looked pretty good today.
Yep.
You know, the Carolina, I don't really know if they looked good or not, but I saw some of the Saints and Falcons highlights and they looked pretty good. So, you know, hopefully the Bucs can. I'm not a Bucs fan, but again, I obviously know they're going to be the
Yeah.
best team in the NFC more than likely, especially the way the Rams played. But
Yeah. Actually, while I have you on, anything else you want to say with this game?
no.
I'd love to get your opinion on the Bills, Rams.
Oh, completely. I thought the Rams were going to destroy them.
You
I
did,
did
huh?
not think it was going to be close at all.
You know, I was big on the Bills.
Absolutely. I'm big on the Bills too.
I think
I just thought the Rams were going to be a different animal. I didn't think. I mean, not destroyed. Probably win by 7 points. You know, but Aaron Donald. I'm a huge Aaron Donald fan. You know, Cooper Kupp. I thought, yeah. I just didn't see the Bills defense stopping the Rams offense like that. I see Josh Allen doing what he did. But,
yeah. Well, he took a step, man.
Yeah.
He looks like MVP. I think he's gonna be MVP.
No. I mean, right now, Pat Mahomes. What Pat Mahomes did.
I actually think Yeah, because I look at the Rams as being just a better opponent, way better. Their defense.
Sure.
I still think. I mean, I still want to put the Bills above the. If I was doing a power rankings, which I'm
Mhm.
not, that would be a different episode. I would say I'd take Josh Allen.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you what. Gabriel Davis looks like a stud.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He was expected to be a stud too, coming out of college, but yeah,
Well, he took that step against the.
in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, against KC in the
Was it
divisional
KC?
round. Divisional
Yeah.
round,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
4 touchdowns.
Oh, insane.
And I'm not sure. Juju Smith-Schuster is a good receiver. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think if they have him, he doesn't do what Hill does in that last minute, 13 seconds, whatever it was, to
No.
get the field goal.
No, but Travis Kelce did a lot in that 13 seconds.
No, that's true too.
Travis Kelce
Yeah,
had the
but
big
they're
catch.
also running back because they think Hill's getting it.
Sure. But they still have McCole Hardman that might.
His hands. That's
I
what I'd be
know.
worried about.
I know.
And it's true. I mean, even today I saw it. I'm like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Absolutely.
He just doesn't. I don't think he's ever gonna get there. This is gotta be like. This is like year 4, isn't it?
It's somewhere around there.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm very high on the Bills.
Yeah.
Um,
Me too. I mean, the Bills are going to be deep playoff team, if not in the Super Bowl. It's either going to be the Bills or the Chargers, I think. But
yeah. Do you know who's playing tomorrow?
yeah, the Broncos and the Seahawks. Russell Wilson.
Oh, that's right.
I think he's going to Seattle.
Yeah, it's like
He is going
revenge.
to Seattle.
It's like revenge week, huh?
Yeah, it's great.
Did you happen to catch any? I only caught some highlights from TV, but did you happen to catch any of Cleveland, Carolina?
I didn't. I only saw a little bit of highlights.
I mean, I was like I said, limited knowledge here,
Mhm.
but from what I was looking at, Cleveland sneaked out with the win with the last minute field goal.
Yep.
But other than that, look, all the Twitterati. Baker sucks. Baker sucks. Baker sucks. It's going horrendous.
Sure.
Even my man Skip Bayless was like, "Oh, this is not going good," because he's a Baker guy.
Yeah.
Right? And it looked like it just turned into being like, "Oh, we're coming back. We're coming back." And of course, I had Robbie Anderson on my bench. God damn it. But anyways,
Yeah, I didn't get to
one
catch
other
any of
I
that
wanted to talk
game.
about.
All I know is the Browns. I mean, Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. They're just
Oh, he had a lot of points.
Yeah.
The guy I was facing had Kareem Hunt, I think.
Oh yeah, he had 2 touchdowns.
That sucks.
Yep.
Oh, I did have Saquon Barkley in fantasy.
Oh, huge. Those
Oh, you're-
Giants.
So another thing.
I couldn't believe
Joe's a
it.
Giants fan. More of a
Giants
long. Are you Giants first or no?
No,
you're not.
Patriots first.
Patriots first.
Patriots first. Giants.
You and your
second.
grandfather are Giants fans.
Yes.
More of a family thing.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So amazing. Didn't expect the Giants to get a win
Yep.
on the first week. I mean, granted, the Titans, we didn't know what they were going to be after they traded AJ Brown and whatnot. But yeah, so excited. They won because the Titans missed a field goal to win the game.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
Also, I think they had one shot of Saquon hitting like the fast. You know how they can like clock
Yeah.
people in.
Oh.
I guess he had the fastest he's been since 2020 or something.
Yeah. I mean, Saquon.
Pre-injury.
Hopefully, he looks like rookie Saquon because that'd be
That'd be pretty crazy.
yeah, a great thing for them.
You know which one I wasn't expecting is, and I didn't watch the game. I just seen the.
It's got to be the Colts and the Houston.
Yeah.
Of course.
How the hell did they tie?
I couldn't believe it.
All right, my first thoughts are, I thought Indy would be better than that.
I thought Indy was going to be better than that.
Like looking at the scores, my questions are: is Indy that bad, or did Houston get that much better?
Yeah, I don't think Houston got that much
think
better.
Was it OJ Howard actually scored a touchdown?
touchdowns.
2 touchdowns?
2 touchdowns.
Oh my god!
Yeah, Davis Mills. Yeah.
So he's a Mac comparison. They actually there was
he was the second best rookie quarterback last year.
there was a lot of people saying that he was better. That the Pats were interested in taking him in like the 3rd round because that's where he went or something, 3rd
Sure.
or 4th round, as a bargain.
Yeah.
You know, if they didn't get Mac, they would select Mills. Some other games here. Let's see. How the hell Detroit almost beat Philly?
No. Crazy. I mean,
Jesus.
hey, I'm a big fan of Jared Goff. I'm not as down on him
I'm a downer.
as a lot of other people.
I've only really been following him when he was with the Rams,
Yeah,
and he doesn't spark me as like an intelligent football player.
sure.
And not only that, like, this is me hearing from a lot of the NFL media,
Yeah,
that, like, McVay's basically telling him what play to run.
sure.
That kind of gives me like,
Yeah. And I guess it was just the Lions running backs that really carried them this game. But
But what's his name had a big game though. AJ Brown.
yeah, huge game.
Yep,
Yep.
big game.
Mhm.
Which he's a stud anyways.
Absolutely.
I think Tennessee's going to miss him this year.
Absolutely. There was another game that I found that was pretty surprising. The Bears beating the 49ers.
That's crazy, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I thought
It was
that,
the rain. That's why, right? Don't you
sure.
agree?
I mean, I think that had a big part of it.
Yep.
But I think sooner than later, Jimmy Garoppolo's coming back to start for the 49ers. If they lose 2 or 3 more games.
It's going to be sad because
Yeah.
he's going to get. That's one of the reasons I'm not like high on keeping a guy like that. He's too high profile.
Yeah.
He's too much of a threat to the active quarterback.
Yep.
Okay, you have 2, but you're dividing the locker room.
Yeah.
Because how much time before, like, Kittle didn't play that game,
No.
so
Yeah.
let's say that. But how much time before they're saying, "Fuck this guy, I want him."
Yeah.
We're losing because you keep putting this guy who sucks, and he doesn't suck. I'm just
No,
saying.
of course not. But we've won with Jimmy. We went to the Super Bowl with Jimmy. We were in the NFC Championship game last year with Jimmy. No, I'm just saying that's what the coach,
How
the
they would
team
say
would
it.
be
I agree,
saying.
I agree,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, not me. I mean, I am a huge Jimmy fan.
Yeah,
but
I'm not. But
Yeah.
I'm sure you can know why. But no, I don't. I could care less. You
Yeah.
know, let's. I think my big gripe with Jimmy is that he's just got the. He doesn't have the Burrow Brady thing, or even Russell Wilson. I think has it, but even against the Rams last year, he sees deer in headlights. The
yeah,
biggest moments. I think he needs to get over that. He can show me he can get over that. I would think differently because he's more than serviceable.
yeah, absolutely.
That and he's kind of a bitch.
He
No, I
is.
mean, like the slightest injury, this guy doesn't play. That drives me crazy.
Sure.
I know we were talking about if Brady was to get hurt. I bet you Brady plays with a bad hand. I know there's always.
I mean, depending on how bad it is. I mean, if you can't grip the ball, you can't grip the ball. I mean, he might want to play, but if you're just going to be a detriment to your team, you
Hey,
can't.
Peyton
play.
Manning gripped the ball with a glove.
Yeah, well, Peyton Manning is probably the. No, I'm not going to say that.
Oh man. Oh yeah. So just before we go, Denver, Seattle. Give me some small amount of information.
Oh,
on that game.
Denver's going to put a beating on Seattle. I don't even know who Seattle's starting as a quarterback.
Geno Smith.
It is Geno Smith?
Yeah.
So, there's that already. Geno Smith is dog crap. Drew Lock maybe was going to be less dog crap than Geno Smith. I don't really know.
Drew Lock's done.
Yeah,
Can we he's out of the league in like a year.
I don't know. Russell Wilson, Cortland Sutton's going to have a huge year, I think. Jerry Jeudy, they're just going to walk all over them. It's not even going to be close.
I do wonder if Seattle's receivers will save the day. That could still happen.
Sure. Yeah. DK
That's
and
about
Tyler
it.
Lockett are awesome.
Yeah. That's it.
Mm.
I mean, I would love to see what the Denver defense looks like.
Yep. Usually is always good, but
it's a new. They got Hackett. What am I thinking? It's Hackett. I think it's Hackett
Nathaniel
from Green
Hackett
Bay.
maybe.
From Green Bay.
Yeah.
He's their head coach now.
Okay.
So this is gonna be his first NFL game
Yep.
as as the head coach. So everything might change. I can't think of the coach that was there in Denver.
He was a defensive guy.
Yeah.
Vic Fangino.
Fangio.
Fangio. Yeah.
They were always in the game,
Yep.
which was pretty. That's good. That's serviceable, right? But they didn't have a good quarterback. They've been missing the quarterback.
Yeah.
We both agree Russell Wilson's a
Huge upgrade.
huge upgrade. Exactly. So I guess we'll see how that plays out.
Yep.
Do you have a score?
I will say 31-10.
Oh, geez. Really, huh?
Yeah.
I'm going to go 14-17.
Wow. Yeah.
17-14, Denver.
Yeah. Of course, then. I mean,
Yeah.
I would have been amazed if you said Seattle, but
No, I think it's I think they're gonna have issues with, like I said, first coach, first year coach.
Yep.
I mean, Russell Wilson's just getting things going. I'd love to see him outside of the Seattle system.
Yep.
If Denver's defense takes over, I agree with your score.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me.
Yep.
So, all right. Anyways, thanks for joining the show, Joe. I really appreciate it. Appreciate everyone for listening. Tune in next week. Later in the week, we'll probably have a preview of week 2. We'll probably talk about the Monday night game. Is there a Thursday night game this week?
There is Chargers Chiefs.
Oh, that's gonna be. Oh, damn, that's a fucking game right there.
I believe we need to make sure that I'm correct, but
Let's check right now.
Chargers Chiefs
Chargers Chiefs. Okay, good. That's gonna be a good game. All right. So.
only on Amazon.
Oh, I gotta buy the Amazon for that. That sucks. All right. So, anyways, appreciate everyone for listening. Please subscribe, and we'll see you later in the week. Thanks again, Joe.
Thank you.